Wagner leader Prighozin alive and on exile. His body double was in plane crash. Russian top analyst says. Can you imagine? So his body double, does this mean that he knew that he was going to die and he has to put a body double there? I don't understand. That is alive, is on exile. This must be a propaganda because they said after the plane crash, they went and collected his particles and to do the DNA test to confirm that he was in the flight and is dead. That is to tell you that it's a well-planned activity to make sure he's dead and to be confirmed dead by the Russian authorities, I'm sure. So, and the outcome of that DNA test or whatever they did with autopsy and DNA confirmed that he was in the flight and he was the person that died in the flight. So, how come this propaganda is coming out that he was not dead and it was the body double that was in the flight, that he's somewhere in exile? This one now, wow, tire me. Russian political analyst has claimed warlord Yevgeny Prighozin is alive after his body double was killed in a last week's plane crash, not the Wagner chief himself. Prighozin is alive, well and free in an unnamed country, and according to Dr. Valery Solovey, okay, even as Russia stages his funeral, which Vladimir Putin is refusing to attend. The astonishing assertion holds that Prigozhin cheated an assassination bid sanctioned by Putin and drawn up by his Security Council, Dilema report. Prigozhin is now plotting his revenge, says the political analyst, a former professor at Moscow's prestigious Institute of International Relations, MGIMO, a training school for spies and diplomats. Dr. Solovey accuses the Russian authorities of lying over Prigozhin's DNA being found at the crash site in Tiva region, while being aware the bid to kill the Wagner supremo has failed because a body double, which the warlord was known to use, got on the plane in his place. Can you imagine? First, the plane in which Yevgeny Prigozhin was supposed to fly was downed by a Russian air defense system, and he said challenging the U.S. intelligence claims that the plane was destroyed by a blast on the board. Can you imagine? There was no explosion on board. It was downed from the outside. The secret operation to carry out this strike was developed in Russia's Security Council and was sanctioned personally by the Russian President Vladimir Putin. The warlord is now alive, well and free, Solovey reveals or claims. Prigozhin himself was not on board. His double was flying instead of him. By the way, Vladimir Putin is perfectly aware of that. And if you believe official statement of the Russian authorities, then what can I say? Dr. Solovey said he would review Prigozhin's supposed country of exile early next month, but denied it was in Africa where the Wagner private army has multiple interests. Now, it had been reported that Prigozhin was laid to rest at the Pokrovskoye Cemetery in St. Petersburg, Russia, the deceased businessman's media team announced on Tuesday. That happened in Russia. His burial came 6 days after he died in a plane crash in Russia's Moscow capital. On Tuesday, Kremlin spokesperson Dmitry Peskov told reporters Russian President Vladimir Putin, who Prigozhin rose up against in June, would not attend the funeral. Of course, he refused to attend it. And according to a report by RT, the funeral was held behind closed doors with only close relatives and friends of Prigozhin in attendance. Wow. So what we're saying now is that Prighozin is alive and it's now named country, but again, they denied that it's not in Africa, it's somewhere else that will be revealed next month. That he was his body double that was in the aircraft that was crashed, okay? And that aircraft, contrary to US report that there was explosion inside the aircraft, that there was no explosion, it was downed by Russian Air Force, from the outside. So he was downed by the Russian Air Force. Can you imagine? I know since June, the Wagner boss has been at loggerhead with Russian President Vladimir Putin over the war in Ukraine. And because of that, Vladimir Putin has looked for every way to take him out. And they have made several attempts until this one now that he got him down. How did he get information? That is the thing that we don't know. So now, this is being reported now that this guy, Wagner boss, Prighozin, is not dead. That is in an unnamed country, which will be named later. When will it be named? So there are a lot of reactions. Some are saying it is true. Some are saying it's a propaganda. Some are saying that Putin, being a former KGB, can never forgive anybody. All of that are still flying as we speak. Somebody is saying, yeah, same thing was said about Tupac Umar, okay, Omar Shakur, but they didn't present him on a live TV. Exactly. This one is Jack Boa of the movie series 24 Hours. Happy. Nairobi propaganda. What? It's very funny to hear. Russian mafia show movie. Congratulations to Gabon. Now we are talking about Niger Republic. Somebody's already talking about Gabon here. Another successful coup in Gabon. Next is Nigeria. Okay? Kremlin must search for him. They go find him. We are watching while everything unfolds. He is as strong as one guy for Borno State that is dead, was pronounced 3 times dead. Gabon military, you do this one. Okay? It is very possible. Supernatural. Yes, it's possible. Story. Congratulations to Gabon. We're talking about Gabon. He called me last night from Malta. Abi, not be small, you know. The guy don't die. I want to wear this propaganda body double. But again, it's also possible. Those people, they have money, they have everything to have a body double for security. He's a trained security man, so he knows what to do. I told a friend this, and he called me spirit. This is only in Nigerian news. Any evidence to prove that this man never died?